The sun and the moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me. See, Joseph was about to go into an impossible situation. And only God, the God of possibility, is the only one that can change Joseph's situation from impossibility to possibility. Now, as I read further, you will discover that Joseph was in a bad situation. Joseph was sold as a slave. Later, he was put in prison. His situations were getting deeper and deeper into impossible situation. But you see, the God of possibility is there. He is the only one that can change a situation. He is the only one that has the power to change an impossible situation to a situation that is possible. Only God in heaven can do that. No one can do it. He is the Alpha, He is the Omega, He is the beginning, He is the end. He has all powers in His arsenal. In a situation where you find yourself in an impossible situation, if you believe, if you expect, if you anticipate a change to a possible situation for God's glory, then raise your eyes to the heaven and call the God of the universe. Let Him know your impossible situation. For His glory, He will arise at His own time and change your impossible situation to possibility. Amen? Now, let me read. Genesis 37. This is the area where Joseph was about to face an impossible situation. You see, Genesis 37, verse 20, his brothers, when they saw him coming, they said, "Come now, let's kill him and throw him into one of these cisterns and say that a ferocious animal devoured him. Then we will see what comes out of his dreams." In verse 23, so when Joseph came to his brothers, they stripped him of his robe, the richly ornamented robe he was wearing, and they took him and threw him into the cistern. Now the cistern was empty. There was no water in it. Now, we will see later on where they sold him as a slave. This is in verse 26. Judah said to his brothers, "What will we gain if we kill a brother and cover up his blood? Come, let's sell him to the Ishmaelites and not lay our hands on him." After all, he is our brother, our own flesh and blood. In verse 28. So when the Midianite merchants came by, his brothers pulled Joseph out of the cistern and sold him for 20 shekels of silver to the Ishmaelites, who took him to Egypt. Now Joseph was sold as a slave to the traders who were going to Egypt. Now you would think that, well, that was nothing, right? But Joseph was about to face another difficult situation, an impossible situation. But you see, the master of the universe knows every plan of mankind. He knows you and I from our mother's womb. He knows what we are capable of. He has the master plan. It says, the plan I have for you is not to destroy you, but to set you free. I'm almost certain that I, myself, like Joseph, in that situation, that was a hopeless, that was a helplessness situation. That was the bottomless of any situation. You were being taken from your environment, sold into a strange hand, taken to a strange situation, a strange country, Egypt. There was no way for any survival. But wait a minute, God of possibility is still involved in this situation. If we are in a difficult time, it does not mean God's presence is not there. No, He is everywhere. Whatever you are going through, God is there. God is everywhere. I will say one more time, whatever is your situation, whatever you are going through, God is still there. His presence is there even in your bottomless situation. When your situation seems impossible, God is still there. He has a master plan. His ways are not our ways. Where we are hopeless, there is hope. Because He is the God of the universe. He is the one that has the master plan. He turns an impossible situation to a situation filled with possibility and hope. Now, something happened to Joseph when he was in Egypt. I'm going to refer you to Genesis chapter 39. This is where Joseph encountered Potiphar, the wife of the king. You see, Genesis chapter 39, I'm going to read from verse 6. So he left in Joseph's care everything he had, with Joseph in charge. He did not concern himself with anything except the food he ate. Now Joseph was well built and handsome. And after a while, his master's wife took notice of Joseph and said, "Come to bed with me." In verse 8, but he refused. But